अस्सलाम वालेकुम। Past continuous, past simple हो गया, past continuous. The past continuous is used in English to talk about actions or events that were in progress at some time in the past. तो जब आप past continuous use करते हैं, आप इसलिए use करते हैं ये चीज़ emphasize करने के लिए कि कोई action या event था जो past में हो रहा था और वो एक लंबी duration of time के लिए चला था. We use this tense to talk about ongoing actions that were in progress at certain times in the past. Past में actions जो एक लंबी duration के लिए हुए. The past continuous shows the action went on for some time but is now finished. हो सकता है वो past में ही finish हो गया, हो सकता है वो present में आते आते बिल्कुल present के पास आके finish हुआ हो, लेकिन वो action finish हो चुका है अब. Okay, so इसमें उन्होंने दिखाया है past simple और past continuous के लिए. तो past simple में इन्होंने ये दिखाया है कि this man was eating lunch with a friend from 1:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. एक घंटे के लिए he was at lunch with a friend. और at 12 p.m. कोई दूसरा बंदा इसके घर आया. Obviously ये बंदा घर पे नहीं था because ये रेस्टोरेंट में lunch खा रहा था with a friend, जो blue वाला बंदा है. So ये सब past में हुआ है. Now in the present, let's say 1 बजे है. Let's say 1 बजे है. This purple man comes and says to the blue man, I knocked on your door at noon, but you weren't at home. What were you doing? I knocked on your door at noon. This is a past simple sentence, right? Past form of verb and subject, past form of verb, and the rest of the sentence. So this is a past simple sentence. I knocked on your door at noon. So he is saying a past simple sentence. I knocked on your door at noon. एक event है जो एक time पे हुआ है 12 बजे at noon. And this blue person replies, whether blue है वो replies, I was eating lunch with a friend. So he is emphasizing कि मैं काफी लंबी ड्यूरेशन तक, मैं 1 घंटे तक I was eating lunch with a friend. तो उसके बीच में तुम कभी आए होगे मेरे घर जब मैं घर पे नहीं था. I was eating lunch with a friend. Past continuous describes a continuing action. So they're both talking about things that happened in the past. ये दो लोग हैं, ये दोनों conversation कर रहे हैं about things that happened in the past. One is talking about a thing that happens in a specific moment in the past. So he uses the past simple tense to talk. The other is talking about something that happened over a long duration. So he uses the past continuous to talk. This time last week, these are all past continuous sentences. So these are all past continuous sentences. Last time this week, we were hiking in Peru. We were hiking in Peru. हम hike कर रहे थे in Peru last time this week. So for example, अगर अभी Monday है, तो last Monday को during this time 12 बजे or whatever, we were hiking in Peru. So for a long period of time in the past, for a long period of time in the past, yeah, not even long, but a period of time in the past, let's say 1 hour on last Monday, we were hiking in Peru. He didn't go out because he was working late. So in the past, at some time at raat mein, he was working late. When I lost my camera, we were swimming in the sea. Last time I saw him, he was washing his car. So this time last week, we were hiking in Peru. So let's say right now it's Monday 12 noon. सही है, दोपहर के 12 बज रहे हैं इस वक्त मंडे को. लेट्स से तो इन द पास्ट यानी लास्ट मंडे को फॉर एग्जांपल फ्रॉम 11 बजे टू 1 बजे we were hiking in last Monday, we were hiking in Peru. So this duration of time was spent hiking in Peru. Right, so it's an action that goes on for a little while in the past. वो present में आने से पहले ही खत्म हो जाता है, but present में आप उसका जिक्र कर रहे हैं. He didn't go out because he was working late. So maybe last night he couldn't go out, he couldn't go to the party or whatever because he was working late. So at a certain point, he was working late. So working from maybe 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. or whatever. Last night, he was working. When I lost my camera, we were swimming in the sea. So abhi, at this moment now, you are talking about a moment in the past कि जब हम swim कर रहे थे sea में, it could be time marker नहीं दिया हुआ, so it could be any time, it could be maybe yesterday when we were swimming in the sea. So for whatever, like if for half an hour we were swimming in the sea, sometime, you're not sure when, but sometime during this time you lost your camera in the sea when you were swimming, when you were surfing, whatever. The last time I saw him, he was washing his car. So maybe you saw him last month, and when you saw him, those वक्त he was washing his car. Maybe he had been washing his car for the past 10 minutes, but you saw him somewhere here, somewhere in the middle of washing his car. So in the past continuous, you're basically standing at the present moment and talking about things that you have done in the past that have not been a single event but rather a duration of event, or you want to emphasize कि ये उस वक्त कोई काम के बीच में था. When I saw him, he was studying. When I saw her, she was teaching. Last time this week we were hiking. So you want to emphasize कि हम किसी काम के बीच में थे. You want to emphasize कि कोई काम हो रहा था that takes a little while, जो एक duration में काम हो रहा था. That's when you use the past continuous. Past continuous की form you probably have understood by now, but it's basically subject plus be की past form was या verb plus continuous में verb with ing. So was or were followed by the present participle form the past continuous. We already know what a present participle is. So it's to form a past continuous sentence, we use a subject and then we use was या were. You be की past form होती है depending on the subject. And then because we use be here की past form because कोई action describe कर रहा है जो ये हो रहा था, तो be इस्तेमाल करते हैं if something was happening. So we use was your word depending on the subject. We use the past because this is past continuous. And then we use a present participle. We already know what a present participle is. And then the rest of the sentence. So subject plus was and were plus verb ing जो present participle होता है. A present participle is a verb that ends in ing, is formed from a verb and is used as an adjective or to form verb tense. So जब हमने किया था present continuous, so we already discussed in detail what a present participle was. So this is just the same slide put over here to like revise your memory, jog your memory. So a past continuous sentence is a subject plus was or were depending on the subject plus the present participle plus rest of the sentence. The past continuous is often used in storytelling to set a scene or describe a situation. It was a beautiful day. This is a past simple. It was this. Okay, आपने story सुनाने में you keep describing कि वहाँ पे चीजें क्या हो रही थी continuously. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, children were laughing and playing in the streets. So subject plus be की was your verb form plus present participle. This is a past continuous sentence. These are all small past continuous sentences. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, children were laughing and playing in the streets. So it's usually shown to be, it's usually shown that the continuous actions जो हम storytelling में बताते हैं कि ये हो रहा था, the continuous actions in our stories, because obviously our stories are set in the past. आप story में ये बताते हैं कि आपके साथ क्या हुआ और किसी को कहानी सुना रहे हैं, तो usually for those we use past continuous. When English uses past continuous and past simple together, the past continuous usually, not always, but usually describes a longer background action, and the past simple describes a shorter action that interrupts the background action. तो द पास्ट सिंपल डिस्क्राइब करता है एक छोटा एक्शन जो इंटरप्ट करता है एक पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस एक्शन। तो कंटिन्यूअसली कुछ हो रहा है पास्ट में और फिर एक इवेंट हुआ पास्ट में जो जिसने उस कंटिन्यूअस चीज को इंटरप्ट किया, वो उसके बीच में हुआ। तो इंग्लिश में जब हम पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस और पास्ट सिंपल इस्तेमाल करते हैं साथ, तो यूजुअली बट नॉट ऑलवेज हम बता रहे होते हैं कि एक एक्शन लंबे ड्यूरेशन के लिए हो रहा था और समथिंग इंटरप्टेड इट। तो अगर हम फिर से जाएं उस एग्जाम्पल में जिसमें वो दो लोग बात कर रहे थे, हम उसको डिस्क्राइब करें तो हम कह सकते हैं, एक मैन का नाम हम जैक दे देते हैं और एक का नाम हम दे देते हैं टॉम। सही है। सो जैक was having lunch with a friend at a restaurant. This is a past continuous action, right? Subject plus past form of be plus present participle plus the rest of the sentence. Jack was having lunch with a friend at a restaurant when Tom rang his bell, yeah, when Tom visited his house. Okay, so what you're basically saying is this is the lunch that Jack was having, जो कि इधर 11 से 1 बजे तक चल रहा था, and इसमें बीच में we have Tom ringing the bell at the house, visiting the house. So this is a Tom visited the house is a past simple action, and this is a past continuous action. So the continuous action is ongoing and the simple action interrupts it. So this is usually जब हम continuous और simple साथ इस्तेमाल करते हैं story telling में, तो हम इस तरह इस्तेमाल करते हैं। I was taking a photo when a monkey grabbed my camera. So you are at vacation somewhere, किसी जगह आप tourist की तरह गए हुए हैं, and you are in the process of taking a photo, right? So taking a photo, so a photo आप बैठे हैं, आप set कर रहे हैं अपना camera, etc., etc. So the process of taking a photo. I was taking a photo when a monkey from wherever you're visiting, जो भी जंगल या जहाँ भी आप tourist हैं, so at this moment, a monkey grabbed my camera. So I was taking a photo. Subject, be ka past form, present participle. I was taking a photo. The rest of the sentence, this is a longer background action, past continuous. A monkey grabbed my camera. This is a present, this is a past simple. Grabbed, the past form of the verb, a simple one event that happened here. So you trying to emphasize that I was in the process of doing something जब एक चीज ने आके मुझे interrupt कर दिया। So usually when the past continuous and past simple are used together, the past continuous describes a longer background action and the past simple describes a shorter action that interrupts the background action. Further examples. He was sunbathing when it started to rain. She was sleeping when the phone rang. She was in the process of sleeping when the phone rang and woke her up. I was mowing when you called. मैं lawn mow कर रहा था when you called, so I missed your call because I was in the lawn. I was having a bath when you knocked. So when you knocked, I was having a bath. So for example, you're sleeping and someone phones you and you just wake up and you complain, I was sleeping when your phone woke me up. So I was sleeping is the continuous action that is interrupted. It ends, it's interrupted. So अभी तक हमने जो देखा है, we saw right somewhere in the middle होता है ये action जो interrupt करता है और दूसरी तरफ वो action ongoing रहता है। यानी जैक जो है वो रेस्टोरेंट पे खाता रहा, बीच में टॉम उसके घर आया विजिट करने, लेकिन उसको पता नहीं चला। बट इट कैन ऑल्सो बी दैट यू वर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ डूइंग समथिंग एंड इट एंड्स व्हेन द past simple action interrupts you. So I was sleeping when your phone woke me up. So woke me up is the past simple action, and I was sleeping, was, you know, sleeping or was sleeping when your phone woke me up. So this is also how a present a past simple action interrupts a past continuous action. Of the past continuous negative. So in the negative form, we have subject plus the be का जो form है was या were plus not plus the verb ing. So technically everything remains the same, बस एक चीज add हो गई है जो कि not है. So अगर आप कहें I was mowing the lawn yesterday, you say I was mowing the lawn yesterday. और इसको आपको नेगेटिव करना है, तो यू विल सिंपली लुक एट द सेंटेंस, यू विल सी सब्जेक्ट ये है आई, वो आई, और फिर आप देखेंगे बी फॉर्म की जो है वो वर्ब जो है वो पास्ट में है was, ठीक है, बिकॉज आई के साथ was आता है, एंड यू वांट टू मेक दिस नेगेटिव, सिंपली आप was के बाद जाके not ऐड कर देंगे. तो आई wasn't या आई was not mowing the lawn yesterday. They were watching TV when you called, they were not watching TV when you called. So simply when you have to say कि past में इस वक्त कुछ नहीं हो रहा था, you simply add a not after be, the be form. So for example, अगर आपसे कोई अगर आपको कोई कॉल करता है और वो आपसे पूछता है सॉरी क्या मैंने तुम्हें उठा दिया, did I wake you up, and so you could say no, I was not sleeping when you called. So yeah, so I was not sleeping when you called. This shows that the एक action था जो in process नहीं था. Right? I was not sleeping when you called. So just after the be form of the past verb was or were, you just add not and everything remains the same. Everything else remains the same. So this is the past continuous in the negative. Past continuous questions are very simple. Be and the subject change positions, a question mark is added. I was breathing. Simply to change the subject, was पहले आएगा और subject बाद में आएगा. They switch positions and you add a question mark. So was I breathing? You were leaving yesterday. Were you leaving yesterday? And this is a chart which is very simple. वही I के साथ was आता है, you के साथ were, he, she, it के साथ was, you, we, they के साथ were, and just how to form sentences. So I was breathing becomes was I breathing, you were leaving becomes were you leaving, he was, she was, it was, cooking हो जाएगा was he cooking, right? So just the subject and the was your verb wala verb switch positions and a question mark is added to make a question in the past continuous.